Welcome back to the third day of Viking Week. Viking Week wouldn't be complete without a video on the most legendary Viking of all. Few names in Viking history evoke as much power, mystery, and drama as Ragnar Lothbrok. A farmer-turned-warrior, a king who defied gods, and a legend that has outlived the centuries. Was he a real man or just a tale woven by storytellers to inspire warriors? Let's dive into the incredible saga of Ragnar Lothbrok. Ragnar Lothbrok's story is like something out of a Viking poem, full of larger-than-life adventures, impossible feats, and a tragic end. But was he a real person? The answer is complicated. Ragnar's story comes to us from the medieval sagas, which were written centuries after his supposed death. These sagas, like the saga of Ragnar Lothbrok and the tale of Ragnar's sons, blend history, myth, and Norse culture. Historians believe Ragnar might have been based on several real Viking leaders from the 9th century. Ragnar might be inspired by figures like King Reginhirus, who led a famous siege of Paris in 845 AD, or other warriors who defied the odds during the Viking Age. But whether or not he was real, Ragnar's story became a symbol of Viking ambition and resilience. Ragnar's story begins humbly. He was said to be a farmer before fate turned him into a warrior. In the sagas, his first major feat was slaying a dragon to win the hand of Thora, a noblewoman. To protect himself from the dragon's venom, he wore thick, hairy breeches, earning the name Lothbrok, meaning hairy trousers. Whether or not that's true, Ragnar's cleverness became a hallmark of his story. He wasn't just a brute with an axe. He was a strategist who used his wits as much as his strength. In one of his most famous exploits, Ragnar reportedly led a fleet of just 2 ships against King Aella of Northumbria, relying on bold tactics to overcome overwhelming odds. This mix of courage and cunning made Ragnar a hero in Viking lore. Ragnar's personal life was just as legendary as his exploits. He's said to have married not one, but 2 iconic women, Lager the fierce shield maiden who fought by his side, and a Slog, the daughter of the dragon-slaying hero Sigurd. Lagertha's story is particularly fascinating. She reportedly fought alongside Ragnar in battle and later ruled as a queen. But in the sagas, Ragnar left her to marry a Slog, who promised him great sons. Ragnar and Aslog's children became legends in their own right. Bjorn Ironside, known for his fearless raids, and Ivar the Boneless, a brilliant but ruthless strategist, carried on their father's legacy, expanding Viking influence across Europe. Ragnar's most famous exploits center on his legendary raids. One of the most dramatic accounts is his siege of Paris. In 845 AD, Ragnar supposedly led a Viking fleet up the Seine River, sacking the city and demanding a massive ransom from the Franks. The Franks were so desperate to save their city, they reportedly paid Ragnar 7,000 pounds of silver to leave. This was one of the first major Viking victories on mainland Europe and showed the world just how unstoppable these warriors could be. But Ragnar's ambition didn't stop there. He dreamed of conquering England, a land rich in resources and ruled by divided kings. This ambition would ultimately lead to his downfall. Ragnar's final chapter is both tragic and legendary. According to the sagas, Ragnar sailed to Northumbria with just a small force, underestimating King Aella. He was captured and sentenced to death in the most horrific way, thrown into a pit of venomous snakes. In his final moments, Ragnar displayed the fearlessness that defined his life. As the snakes bit into him, he reportedly laughed and declared, "How the little piglets would grunt if they knew how the old boar suffers." This was a warning to King Aella. Ragnar's sons would avenge him, and avenge him they did. Bjorn, Ivar, and their brothers led the great heathen army, a massive Viking force that ravaged England and claimed vengeance for their father. Ragnar Lothbrok's story didn't end with his death. His legacy lives on not just through his legendary sons, but in the way he shaped our understanding of the Viking Age. From epic TV shows to video games and historical novels, Ragnar has become a cultural icon. He's a symbol of ambition, bravery, and the power of storytelling. So, was Ragnar Lothbrok real or just a legend? Maybe he was both. A man whose deeds were so extraordinary, they became immortal. Either way, his story inspires us to dream big, take risks, and leave our mark on the world. What do you think about Ragnar's story? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe so you can join us for the rest of Viking Week. Thanks for stopping by Timely Tales. Let's dive into history one story at a time.